Alright, huge movie fanatic Nate reporting for yet another solo review because, Matt hasn't been able to get together to do reviews yet, and I don't want October to just completely fly by without doing any horror movie reviews. So this horror movie review is going to be, now I'm not sure if Matt's seen this or not, I didn't ask him, but if he's seen it, me and him will review it again. If not, I'm going to review it now. Either way, I'm going to review it now, which is Don Coscarelli's Phantasm. Now, I just rewatched all 4 of the Phantasm movies. That's why I'm just raring to do this, and I'm not going to wait until whenever the hell Matt can get together. So I'm going to do it now. And if he's seen any of them, we can do them. Then, if you'd like to, we can review them together. But I'm going to do them now. So, Phantasm came out, I believe, in 1979. This is a movie I saw. I remember the summer I saw it. It was 1990, and there was a video store called Simply Video, which was a mom and pop place, obviously, and they had some kind of a deal where you could get 2 for the price of 1, I think on some certain day, maybe Tuesday or something like that. So of course at the time there were only 2 Phantasms, so I'm like, you know what, as a kid just getting into horror movies, because I've been into horror movies since like the late '88, so I went through all '89, and you're constantly just discovering new horror movies. So I'm like, what's this Phantasm about? I don't know if I'd heard anything about it or seen any. I've probably seen some pictures in Fangoria. Maybe not, maybe, I don't know. But at any rate, you could get 2 for the price of 1, and there were 2 movies, so I'm like, I got them. So I got home and saw Phantasm, and I was like, oh my god, that was amazing. And I can't remember, if I imagine I probably put 2 in right away. I don't know if I saw 2 right afterwards or not, but it was really cool to get 2 for the price of 1, seeing as that there was just 2 at the time. And obviously I'm not going to review, I shouldn't segue into 2 or anything like that, but anyway, I'm talking about Phantasm. I'm pretty sure I instantly loved it, and I instantly loved the sphere, the flying sphere. Which I can't, I probably could dig it up if I wanted to, but I ain't gonna. With the help of my dad, I took like a softball and spray painted it that summer, spray painted it silver, like gray, and I was able to actually like draw on a piece of paper and then trace onto, what the hell is it called? Sheet metal? Not sheet metal, but something that's thinner than sheet metal or something like that. Some kind of, I don't know what the hell it was, but some kind of tin, a sheet of tin or whatever. And I was actually able to make, I'm sure he did it. I'm sure he cut out the things that project from the sphere, trace them onto it and cut them out, and I was actually able to cut some slits in the softball and put these things in it, because when you're a kid you have to emulate what's in these horror movies if you want to have a sphere. You can't go to Target and buy a Phantasm sphere. So so that's just a little anecdote. That's how much the movie, how much I liked it, how much it affected me back in the day. I instantly loved it. I love the music. The music in this movie is great, absolutely fantastic. In my opinion, is better than the music in the rest of the Phantasm movies, which is ironic, because you'd expect things, well, maybe not, but I don't know, they should get better instead of worse, but it always ends up getting worse. The music in this movie is absolutely fantastic, and I actually have a CD that came in this, I'll probably show a shot of it maybe. In 1995, the Laserdisc came out, a set, which I think it was $99. And it was like this limited, Image Entertainment put this out. It was the very first time Phantasm was available in any form other than the very first VHS from Nelson, I believe. Nelson put out on tape the first Phantasm, which was the first time to have the widescreen, a new transfer. It actually had the soundtrack mixed into stereo. And it came, obviously, this was the first release with commentary, and it came, which is a commentary on the DVD, and it came with a CD, and it's actually, this actually release is pretty cool, because it comes numbered and signed by Angus Scrimm and Don Coscarelli on the cover. So it's a very cool kind of keepsake, but obviously I don't use it anymore, but I do have, it did come with the CD soundtrack as well, and like I was saying, the soundtrack in this movie is absolutely fantastic, and one of the high key points of this movie. This movie is very unique in the sense that It has very little dialogue. I'd go so far to say, I didn't clock it out or anything like that, but I'd go so far to say, as there's only, it might be 3/4 of the movie might be no talking, and it might only have like 25% of the movie might be dialogue. But the thing is, you don't necessarily even notice it because you're so interested in what is going on in the scenes. Pretty much every scene is interesting for me.
Ah! My fucking foot, man.
And the movie never stops. It's never like, oh gosh, I hate this scene. It's like, for me, it's great. And what's really great, I just realized that actually just like a couple days ago, that's how well done it is, that the movie barely has any dialogue in it, but it doesn't seem like that because it's so entertaining. And of course, Angus Scrimm as the Toe Man is beyond classic.
The funeral is about to begin, sir. Boy.
The sphere, the sphere with the drill and the little things that protrude into the head and drill your your blood out. And the little Star Wars dwarfs. I shouldn't say Star Wars dwarf, but come on.
What the heck?
But they're used well in their own right in this movie. I love the production design, the sound design, for like the Jawas. I shouldn't do that. But, the whatever. They're not really called anything in the series except for dwarfs, I think. But Phantasm, the first movie, is very fantastic, and it's really this great, unconventional way of telling a story, which is very abstract and something you rarely see of a way of telling a story. The whole movie is very dreamlike, and I'd highly recommend Phantasm. It's an easy 4 stars. Don Coscarelli basically wrote, produced, photographed, edited, and directed the movie, and I love people who like that, who do everything. You gotta respect people. I mean, wrote, produced, photographed, edited, directed. That's pretty goddamn great. And very few movies have credits like that, where one guy did so much of the movie. But that shows the passion behind Don Coscarelli. Unfortunately, I think he's one of the few directors who, unfortunately, for whatever reason, never was given an opportunity to really embellish, like by the system, by Hollywood, or the movie making community, to really embellish on his talents, because I think he was a really great, or is a really great, talented guy who never really, the Phantasm budgets, I think, kind of just kept getting less and less and less, and I don't think, for whatever reason, he got his just due as far as budgets, and I think he was a great mind who never really had the chance to really show it too much. But what he showed, especially in this first Phantasm, is freaking amazing. 4 stars for Don Coscarelli's Phantasm. If you haven't checked it out, I'd strongly recommend you do so, because this movie is amazing. Before I end, I have to say that the atmosphere in this movie is absolutely fantastic. In the cemeteries at night, the crickets in the cemetery, and before I end, I just thought a bunch of all kind of other stuff. The thing that's great about this movie is it's a perfect atmosphere, or the perfect subject matter for a horror movie, and Coscarelli even mentions this in the commentary, which is something that I completely agree with, that he thinks is really weird in like American culture, American society, which is like the business of death, which I think is actually really, really pathetic in the way that they really squeeze money out of people during it. And I think it was a really interesting commentary. Not that it necessarily says anything about it, but an interesting scenario and a setting for a horror movie, which is the funeral home, cemetery, you know, the business of death, and that the cemetery, mortuary, funeral home, coffins, all that kind of stuff, which again is a perfect subject for a horror movie. I remembered that, and I forgot that, and I just remembered that, so I wanted to say that. So, great movie. Thanks for watching.